Yo, welcome back to the channel where we talk cars, call out dumb decisions, and sometimes hurt feelings. But only for your own good, I promise. So you've just bought your first car. You're hyped. You want to mod it. You're deep into YouTube rabbit holes, your TikTok is full of slammed builds and turbo memes, and your Amazon cart is packed with parts that promise 20 horsepower gains and track-ready vibes, all for $19.99. But here's the thing, not every mod is created equal. Some upgrades are solid investments, others, well, they're like putting lipstick on a lawnmower and calling it a Mustang GT. I've seen it all. Turbo whistles louder than the actual engine, wings bigger than the car they're attached to, and coilovers that turn your suspension into a medieval torture device. And the worst part? People keep falling for the same garbage. So today, we're setting the record straight. This is your official, brutally honest, occasionally sarcastic guide to car mods you should not waste your money on. Think of this as your modding detox, cleansing your soul, your build, and most importantly, your credit card. Because here's the deal, just because it's shiny and says performance on the box doesn't mean it's actually going to help you. Sometimes it's just a scam dressed in chrome. So sit back, relax, maybe grab some popcorn or brake fluid, whatever your vibe is, and let's roast some of the most gloriously useless mods the car world has ever seen. And hey, if you already bought some of these, don't worry, we're not judging. Alright, let's start off easy. You know those plastic stick-on fender vents that look like they belong on a Fast and Furious DVD cover? Yeah, we're calling out the Walmart Racing Division. They do nothing. Zip, zero, nada. Unless your goal is aerodynamic drag and instant embarrassment. Why it's trash, no performance gain, might actually increase drag peels off after a week in the sun. Screams. I watched Tokyo Drift once and based my personality on it. Hypothetical. Imagine pulling up to Cars and Coffee with your 2012 Altima covered in stick-on hood scoops. Someone walks by and says, "Whoa, what engine you got in there?" And you're like, 2.5-liter sadness with extra plastic. Come on, man, just stop. Whoever invented the turbo whistle deserves an Oscar for most effective way to trigger car enthusiasts. You shove this thing into your tailpipe, and suddenly your Corolla thinks it's auditioning for a role in a Need for Speed remake. Why? It's a scam. It doesn't increase power. It just sounds like it wants to. Most of the time, it sounds like a dying kazoo. People will hear your car and expect boost, then watch you struggle up a hill. Technical breakdown. Real turbochargers compress intake air using exhaust gases. These things? They're whistles. They're literally whistles. It's like duct taping a harmonica to a lawnmower and calling it a V8 use case. Unless you're trying to prank your buddy or enter the How to Ruin a Civic contest, save your $10. Here's where things get a little dangerous. Coilovers are awesome if you get the right ones, but those $150 specials from sketchy online stores? That's just rolling the dice with your spine and your car's handling. Why it's risky, inconsistent ride height, garbage damping control, can bottom out or seize. No real R&D backing. Real talk. You're trusting a no-name brand with how your car handles at highway speeds. That's like skydiving with a parachute from Wish.com. Tech bits made easy. Good coilovers have adjustable dampening, quality seals, corrosion resistance, and spring rates tuned for actual cars. Cheap ones? They're basically pogo sticks dipped in rust. If your suspension mod makes speed bumps feel like boss fights, you're doing it wrong. Now I know this one hurts feelings, but let's talk about giant wings on cars that don't even send power to the back wheels. You've got a Civic EX with 115 horsepower and a wing big enough to host a picnic on. What are you doing? Why it's useless. Aero only helps at high speeds, like track speeds. Your front-wheel drive car doesn't need rear downforce. You're adding drag, not performance. Funny scenario, it's like wearing a parachute while running a 5K. You just look ridiculous and slower than you already are. Save the GT wing for when you've got the lap times or at least a rear-wheel drive setup. Ah yes, the stance nation, where form completely obliterates function. Running -7 degrees of camber on your daily driver may look cool in a parking lot, but it's eating through your tires faster than a burnout in Fast X. What's wrong with it? Uneven tire wear, terrible traction and braking, increased risk of hydroplaning, drives like a shopping cart with a missing wheel. Technical quickie. Camber is the tilt of your wheels. A little negative camber helps handling. But too much? You're basically driving on the sidewalls. If your car's wheels look like they're giving up on life, it might be time to rethink your fitment. Let's debunk this internet classic. You've probably seen them, $30 performance chips, claiming plus 40 horsepower by plugging into your OBD2 port. Some even come with flashing lights for that extra placebo effect. The reality doesn't adjust timing or fuel maps, doesn't access your ECU, might drain your battery. Basically, a glorified nightlight for your dash. Technical term breakdown. Real tuning involves reprogramming your ECU using software. These chips, they just tell your brain, you're going faster. But your car's like, bro, I'm still stock. They promise turbo-level performance but deliver LED bling and disappointment. Look, we all love a good bass drop, but if your entire trunk is filled with 4 subwoofers, a car battery, and enough amps to power a small village, you're gonna feel that weight on acceleration. Pros: car sounds like a concert. Cons: slower acceleration, poor fuel economy, extra electrical strain, your neighbors hate you. Relatable moment: you pull up to a light, subwoofer blasting, windows rattling like they're about to quit. Guy in a Prius next to you beats you off the line. You feel every ounce of that 300-pound trunk. And finally, we gotta talk about sticker tuning. You slap on a Nismo sticker and suddenly your Sentra thinks it's a GTR? Spoiler alert, it's not. The myth. Bro, the TRD badge adds at least 10 horsepower. No, it doesn't. Your Toyota Camry is still a Camry. That Brembo decal doesn't make your brakes stop better. That fake carbon fiber wrap isn't fooling anyone. It's like this. Wearing Nike doesn't make you LeBron. Slapping Mugen on your Accord doesn't turn it into a track weapon. Mod smart, not loud. Alright folks, we've officially taken a flamethrower to some of the worst offenders in the modding scene, and hopefully saved a few of you from spending your hard-earned cash on parts that belong in a recycling bin. Let's recap real quick. Fake vents, more airflow to your embarrassment than your engine. Turbo whistles, unless you're building a car for clowns, skip it. Cheap suspension, your back and bank account will regret it. Massive wings on FWD. You don't need more downforce on your grocery runs. Fake performance chips, about as effective as yelling VTEC at your dashboard. And if your idea of tuning is adding 10 racing stickers and a fake intercooler, maybe go back to playing Forza, my dude. Here's the bottom line. Car modding should be fun, but it should also make sense. You don't need to go bankrupt chasing fake horsepower and track spec clout. Instead, focus on quality upgrades that actually make your car faster, safer, or at least more enjoyable to drive. Want better handling? Real coilovers. Want real sound? A proper exhaust setup. Want real gains? Look into tuning and intake systems with actual dyno data. Everything else? It's just noise, literally and figuratively. So before you hit buy now on that sketchy mod from Speeds Parts X69 on eBay, ask yourself, would I be proud to explain this to someone who knows cars? If the answer is no, save your money. If you enjoyed the roast, or if your feelings are only mildly hurt, hit that like button and subscribe for more brutally honest car content. We're not here to sugarcoat, we're here to educate and entertain. Got a mod horror story? Drop it in the comments. Tell us what you bought, how much you cried, and how long it took you to uninstall it. Best one gets pinned. And don't forget to check out our other videos like bolt-on mods that actually work, or top 10 car. Mods for beginners that make a real difference. Because building your dream car doesn't have to mean living off ramen noodles and regrets. Until next time, drive safe, mod smart, and remember, if your car sounds like a duck with asthma, it might be time for a return label.